For years, Alex Ovechkin was labeled as one of the greatest players without a Stanley Cup. But in 2018, that narrative changed forever. In this video, we'll explore how Ovechkin led the Washington Capitals to their first ever Stanley Cup, silencing doubters and solidifying his legacy. The Washington Capitals were a force to be reckoned with during the regular season, consistently finishing among the NHL's best teams. With Alex Ovechkin leading the charge, the Capitals routinely dominated opponents, clinching division titles and even back-to-back President's trophies in 2016 and 2017 as the league's top team. However, when it came to the playoffs, the Capitals seemed to falter, unable to translate their regular season success into deep postseason runs. Much of the pressure fell on Ovechkin, who, despite his scoring prowess, was often criticized for not being able to guide the team past the second round. The weight of expectation became a recurring theme for Washington, as their impressive regular seasons ended in disappointment year after year. One of the key obstacles the Capitals faced during this period was their inability to defeat their arch-rival, the Pittsburgh Penguins, in the playoffs. Ovechkin's rivalry with Sidney Crosby became one of the most high-profile storylines in hockey, but Crosby's Penguins had the upper hand. From 2009 to 2017, the Capitals and Penguins met 3 times in the playoffs, and each time Pittsburgh emerged victorious. Despite Ovechkin's impressive individual performances, Washington couldn't overcome the Penguins' depth and clutch performances, particularly from Crosby and goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury. These losses to Pittsburgh became symbolic of Washington's playoff struggles, reinforcing the narrative that the Capitals, and Ovechkin in particular, couldn't win when it mattered most. The 2018 playoffs were a career-defining journey for Alex Ovechkin, whose leadership and relentless determination pushed the Washington Capitals to new heights. In the opening round against the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Capitals faced adversity right away, losing the first 2 games on home ice. However, Ovechkin refused to let the series slip away. In Game 3, Ovechkin scored 2 goals, including the game-tying goal, as the Capitals clawed back to win in double overtime. Ovechkin's physical play and clutch performances, such as his 2-goal game in the pivotal Game 6, turned the tide of the series. His ability to step up in critical moments was essential in helping Washington win 4 straight games and advance to the second round. The second-round matchup against the Pittsburgh Penguins was a personal test for Ovechkin, as the Penguins had eliminated the Capitals in previous years, including back-to-back playoff defeats in 2016 and 2017. Determined to change the narrative, Ovechkin came out firing. His memorable performance in Game 3, where he scored the game-winning goal with just over a minute left, was one of the defining moments of his career. His gritty 2-way play and commitment to defense added a new layer to his game, as he worked tirelessly in both ends of the ice. But the crowning moment of the series came in Game 6, when Ovechkin's precision pass to Evgeny Kuznetsov on a breakaway sealed the overtime victory, sending the Capitals to the Eastern Conference Finals. This victory was particularly sweet for Ovechkin, as it marked the first time in his career that he had gotten past the Penguins in the playoffs. In the Eastern Conference Finals, Ovechkin's leadership became even more apparent. Facing the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Capitals found themselves in a 3-2 series hole, with Tampa Bay just 1 win away from advancing. Ovechkin delivered one of the most important performances of his career in Game 6, scoring just 62 seconds into the game, setting the tone for a dominant Washington victory. In Game 7, Ovechkin's leadership was again evident as he led his team with intensity, contributing key plays on both ends of the ice. His early assist and physical presence helped the Capitals secure a 4-0 victory, propelling them to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time in 20 years. Ovechkin's impact throughout the playoffs went beyond his goals. It was his resilience, heart, and ability to lead his team in moments of adversity that defined his playoff run. Before we dive into the epic Stanley Cup Final series, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more in-depth hockey breakdowns. And don't forget to like this video to support the channel. The 2018 Stanley Cup Final between the Washington Capitals and the Vegas Golden Knights was a clash between 2 dramatically different teams. On one side, the Capitals were led by Alex Ovechkin, a veteran who had long been haunted by playoff failures, desperate to finally claim the elusive Stanley Cup. On the other side, the Golden Knights, a remarkable expansion team in their very first season, were riding an unprecedented wave of success, having shocked the league by making it to the final. Ovechkin's determination was palpable unstoppable from the start. In Game 2, with the Capitals already trailing in the series, Ovechkin scored a crucial power play goal that ignited his team and helped them secure a 3-2 victory to even the series. His ability to lead by example, combining offensive firepower with physical dominance, set the tone for the remainder of the series, giving the Capitals the momentum they needed. As the series progressed, Ovechkin's influence became even more pronounced. His relentless physical play and leadership on the ice inspired his teammates to match his intensity. In Game 3, he scored the opening goal, a testament to his knack for stepping up in critical moments. His aggressive forechecking and timely scoring demoralized the Golden Knights, who struggled to contain Washington's attack. But Ovechkin wasn't just focused on scoring. He contributed in every zone. His leadership, both on and off the ice, gave the Capitals a psychological edge over Vegas, whose magical run was beginning to unravel under the weight of the Capitals' relentless pressure. Perhaps the defining moment of the series came in Game 5. With Washington leading the series, the stakes were sky high, and the game was a tense back-and-forth battle. Midway through the third period, with the game tied, Ovechkin delivered a massive hit that shifted the energy in favor of Washington. Moments later, Lars Eller scored the go-ahead goal, sealing the victory and clinching the first Stanley Cup in Capitals history. Ovechkin's ability to rise to the occasion throughout the series earned him the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player of the playoffs. His 15 goals, tied for the most in the postseason, and his inspirational play silenced years of criticism. Ovechkin had finally achieved his dream, proving himself to be one of the greatest players in NHL history. Just as Ovechkin secured his place among the greats, there's another hockey legend whose career continues to evolve: Sidney Crosby. Don't miss our deep dive into Crosby's latest contract and what it means for the Penguins, available in the suggestion box above. Alex Ovechkin's Stanley Cup win was more than just a personal triumph. It was a defining moment for the entire Washington Capitals franchise. For over a decade, the Capitals had been one of the top teams in the NHL, yet they could never seem to overcome the playoff hurdle. Ovechkin's victory changed the narrative, both for the team and for himself. No longer was he the superstar who couldn't win the big one. Now, he was a champion, a leader, and a Conn Smythe winner. His celebration after the Cup win became iconic, showcasing his joy and relief after years of hard work and sacrifice. Since winning the Cup, Ovechkin has continued to add to his legacy, climbing up the all-time goal-scoring leaderboard and chasing Wayne Gretzky's once-thought unbreakable record of 894 goals. The 2018 Stanley Cup win cemented Ovechkin's place in hockey history, but his ongoing quest to break Gretzky's record has kept him at the forefront of the sport. As he continues to perform at an elite level, Ovechkin's legacy only grows stronger, and his impact on the game will be felt for generations to come.